Now, I have to do this disclaimer. This video is not to offend anybody. If you're a working mum, when you've been forced to be a working mum through circumstances or finance, or you choose to be a working mum, this is not slagging you off at all. And it's a shame that we have to always do this kind of disclaimer. You do you, right? This is more for people who are either stay-at-home mums and they've been made to feel like, you know, you could be doing so much more if you was at work, or people who aren't sure about if going to work is going to mean their family's in a much better situation financially. And I get that if you're a single parent, you might not have this option. Okay, right. So if you've had a baby and your fella or people around you saying, oh, it'd be much better if you had, you know, you had two incomes if you went back to work, and you don't want to go back to work, you're not sure, but you can't think of a good enough, you know, argument. You're being made to feel like you haven't got an argument. Is it more financially beneficial if you go back to work to being a stay-at-home mum? And the idea is it's that much benefit difference, when in reality it's like that. And I'll tell you why. And I haven't pulled this information out of nowhere. I've been talking to friends of mine who went back to work when they had the babies, right? Plus it's common sense. When you go back to work after having a baby, the vast majority of your wages is going to go on childcare. And you've also got other expenses that you wouldn't have if you stayed at home. You need a good work uniform. You can't be going in your slobby stuff with baby sick on it. The travel expenses, which may include a car, and all those expensive things that come with having a second car that you might not think of initially. Dinner when you go to work. You know, you're gonna take a packed lunch every day, or you're gonna be knackered because of all the other things you've got to do, and you end up going out to Greg's every day, or going to a cafe every day, or wherever. It mounts up. I know someone who says they spend £6 a day on lunch. £6 a day, just on the dinner. And then you've got the things like the coffee on the way to work and all that lot, which doesn't sound a lot, but it is mounted up over a period of time. Then you've got the fact that, and I'm not slagging people off, this is just what happens, and I've been told by people who go to work, for their own admission, this is what happens. Because you feel guilty that you're not with your baby, you end up overcompensating by buying the baby stuff, which you wouldn't buy normally, or taking them on elaborate days out all the time, not just as a treat, but all the time. And because you're so burnt out having to work full-time, or nearly full-time, as well as putting effort in with the baby, when you see the baby, and all the domestic duties, or the majority of them, you end up buying more fast food, or more frozen food rather than cooking, and that costs more. And you end up being so burnt out that you start feeling that you think, I need some me time, so you might go out more than the stay-at-home mum, like on nights out and spa days and things, because you feel like you need it because you're so burnt out. And so when you take all those factors into account, it's not that big a margin that you're better off. Because when you're a stay-at-home mum, you ain't got to pay for any of those things. And you've got the freedom. You might not have as much money, but you can budget it. You can decide, right, I'm not going wherever. I'm going to do the free stuff. I don't need to buy I don't need to buy work clothes. I don't need to, have a spa day because I'm not burnt out. I'll cook from scratch instead of ordering that takeaway. Things like that. So if people tell you you'll be a lot better off if you go to work and you don't want to go to work, that's not necessarily the case. So don't be pushed into work because you're being told that you'd be so much better financially. No, your money would just go on different things, and you'd have less control over that money. That's not just, if you're the exception, good for you, but